So as I've probably said before, or at least alluded to it at times, uh, I'm originally from New Jersey. Moved down to South Carolina, just on the across the state line from North Carolina in the Charlotte area. And we've been down there for about 3 years now. And since I started this, this whole content creation, YouTube, podcast, everything I've got going on, I've been meaning to do a podcast on, or just a conversation on moving from the north to the south. Simple as that, right? And I haven't done it yet, and this is what this is going to be about. And it's funny. So just to kind of put things into perspective with timeline, today is July 2nd, 2026, right? We're getting ready to go into, 4th of July, 250-year anniversary of the United States, the whole thing. And we got up here June 28th, whatever that Saturday was. I can't even think straight right now. So if we do the math, right around there, right? Settled in Sunday and Monday. Monday I actually hit record on this, and I started talking about the move in general. As you get older, you're gonna, do you go somewhere else? You stay where you've been your whole life? And I did that, and I scrapped it because ever since I've been up here, and I come up here quite often to visit, everything there's always something changing, always something going on where it's just like, I shake my head. And this time around, it's just been a few things in particular standing out. So I scrapped everything, and we're going to go over it right now, what's been going on. But really, this is my 2 cents on relocating from where you've been for almost your entire life to somewhere new and how I feel about it. So let me just kind of, set the stage here. We've been down in the Charlotte area for about 3 years now. Okay, we've been down that way, York County, South Carolina. And a couple things to keep in mind here as far as why we're down there and why I'm doing this chat with you. Because I know that, when you hit that, 40s and 50s, and if not older, you start thinking more about the whole relocation piece of it. Is this really where I want to kind of spend the remaining days? Where do I want to go? The whole thing. And there was a time, I'm going to say 30 years ago, right, where I was up on that hill waving this banner of New Jersey is great and I'm never going to leave. Why would I want to leave? Everything I need is right here, right? And I would say that out loud to everyone. And there's a lot of truth to that, because the other side of this coin is if you grew up where I grew up, right outside of New York City, in a town called Clifton, New Jersey. If you know the area at all, if you know New York City, you go a little further west across the river into Jersey. You've got the Meadowlands, right, where the stadium is, the arena. Well, they don't use the arena anymore, and that's another thing that just bothers me over time. And then a little further west from there on Route 3 is Clifton. And we grew up there to the point where when I was growing up in the house we lived in, and I had a bedroom upstairs, it was a Cape Cod style house. I would look out my window, and off to the left, I could see not all of the Manhattan skyline, but I had a straight shot to the Twin Towers. So I always saw that. I always saw the Garden State Parkway below because I was just off the main road from there, which is probably why I love traveling and the cars and everything. But in that area, I think, and you can argue with me on this, but I truly think if you grew up in that area from New York, if New York City was a hub and you went out 50 miles in any direction, you were kind of in your own little bubble. Not a bad thing, but you really had everything you needed within 50 miles or so, roughly. New York City's right there for us. It was maybe a 10-minute drive, 15-minute drive, no traffic to get across the river. You go 50 miles south towards the shore, you had the beach points in New Jersey, at least the start of them, right? Then they got the whole coastline, which is like 110 miles, something like that, down to Cape May. You can go north from where we were and be in upstate New York. You can go west, and you could be in the areas at that time. Nothing was really developed out in New Jersey. You're going out that way, and you're close to the Pennsylvania border, like Allentown, Easton, going out that way. And then if you went southwest through the state, you're on your way to Philadelphia. So everything you needed was right there. I mean, you can go to the mountains, you can go to the shore, you can go to the city. You can go to Long Island if you wanted to. I never went out that way, just didn't have the desire to for whatever reason. But, because I think I had to get through New York City to even get to Long Island. And I just didn't have the patience for that, especially as I got older. And when you're in this bubble, you really don't know what's out there until you are out there. And a few years back, we started making the trips. A lot has gone on over the last 10 years. But when I first made a trek outside of the area, you realize, holy cow, I mean, there's a lot to see out here. And driving from New York or New Jersey to Charlotte, the way we would go is you would go out towards Pennsylvania, 78 to 81, and you come down through Hershey, you come down through all these areas of Pennsylvania, you go through Maryland, West Virginia, and in Virginia, which is beautiful country because you're going through the Blue Ridge Mountains, and then you finally get to the Carolinas, and you get to South Carolina, which is where we are now. And you don't realize as you start making more and more of these trips how different it is out there. And now that we've come back, again, for this particular visit, we're here in business. My girlfriend's, here for business, and I'm kind of just, that's why I'm in a hotel room. I'm actually off, but she's working. And the reason I scrapped the original video I did earlier this week is because as I've been here, I've been driving around the old neighborhood, the old places to go, which is Parsippany, New Jersey. The whole Parsippany, Denville, Boonton area is where I spent when I was still in New Jersey, 10, 15 years total, Morris Plains. So all that, and then, you come back after a while and you start checking out the area, and I'm going to get some pushback for this and some blowback, but it's fine because it is what it is. I can't wait to get out of here and go back home. And yes, I consider where I am in South Carolina my home now. I get it. I'm from New Jersey, born and raised here. There's always going to be a certain type of love for this area. But man, it's just every time I come back, I see something or I don't see something that was once here. And this is a perfect example of it this time around. And I think I'm just done. So I know I made the right choice personally. But where I am now, I'm right off of Route 46, right off of 80, if you know the area. Took a drive down 46 into the Mountain Lakes area. One of my favorite diners I'd ever, would go to all the time. Not only is it just not there or operational, the building is gone. It was a small building, and there's just a hole in the parking lot. Don't know what happened. Don't even want to know what happened. But as you kind of drive through these areas, you just see more and more of what once was some open land or just some tree area knocked down. You're putting up a gas station. You're putting up a storage place. It's just, and I'm not knocking any of this, but it just isn't for me anymore. We talk about it when I went, when you go back down to where we are, it's wide open. Side streets where, you're going down neighborhoods where you don't have to worry about pulling over to the side so the other car can come your way. It's just a different world right now. And I love the fact that we're not here anymore. I'm going to say it. I've got friends up here, but I've also got friends who've moved out of the area to different parts of, maybe not as far as we went, but Pennsylvania. And I just look back on it, and it was the best decision we ever made. In my opinion, that it just is. I think it's a better quality of life. And I'm sure, like I said, I'm going to get people saying, stay out of Jersey. That's fine. I come back because I have family. We both have family here, and we miss those aspects of it. Going to family, seeing family, and going out and doing things and being there for certain events. But the other stuff, you could have it. You really can. And I'm not knocking anybody. I'm not knocking certain things. I'm just saying the changes that have been going on are just not for me. Because you come from a place where it's a little more wide open, a little more space. And I know people down where we are complaining about the traffic. I mean, just the traffic yesterday, rush hour traffic. It's like, I'm used to it. I'm programmed to be in it because of just how I've grown up. But man, it's like, I don't miss this. I don't miss it at all. And the timing wasn't right. The timing should have been a little bit sooner because just the way prices have skyrocketed down that way. And, right outside of Charlotte, you've got to remember, Charlotte is an NFL city. I mean, you could say whatever you want about it being down there in the South and the sticks, but we've got a football team down there. I'm still a Giants fan, but I kind of root for the home team, when it's appropriate. So it's not as if you're not moving to where there's other people. Now, a lot of transplants are coming down. They're moving to the area for sure. The one thing that you do miss is food, but even here, again, the pizza and the bagels and different things that you would find here in New Jersey. But even trying to do that this week was a chore because the places I used to go to, they're not there, or they're closed, or whatever it might be. And it's like, okay, I get it. The food, I missed some of the bagels, I missed some of the pizza. We went out to dinner last night, but I can always come back and go back to these places to eat as long as they're still there. It's just the more and more we do this, and the more we come back to visit. There are times where when we're coming up, and as soon as we cross over Pennsylvania and the Delaware River into New Jersey, I'm ready to turn around and go back because there's something changes when you come into New Jersey, and I don't quite know what it is. Is it an arrogance? Is it just the people in general? Is it because I've been gone for a few years? That's how we've always been. But it's a shame. how we treat each other, how we treat other people, um, the attitudes, the entitlement at times. And again, it's not everyone, but it's enough where it's enough to you kind of group more people together than you should, I guess. I don't know, but something as simple as saying hello, we don't, it's not done up here. You do it in the South, and people go out of their way to say hi to you, and it's a nice thing. So the couple days I've been up here, I just see things a whole lot differently than when I first hit record on this video when I first did it. So look, I don't know. Next time we're up here, it's probably going to be around Christmas time. Well, maybe not. Yeah, I guess Christmas time, early December, but then maybe 2 trips. But it's like I can't wait to get back down there and just enjoy the life we've started down there. It's home, and it's even though costs have gone up, it's still nowhere near what it is out here. Gas is still anywhere from 75 cents to $1 cheaper from where we are based up here. It's still not as cheap as it was, but when you look at the bigger picture, I think I gassed up for 2.35 a gallon down there, and up here I've seen as high as 4.20. So 4.21, 4.25, something along those lines, depending on where you are. So look, if you're thinking about moving, definitely give it some thought. I'm not telling you what to do or how to do it, but get out of that bubble and check things out and see if it's something that is right for you. Um, it is for us. It was time to make the move, and maybe you're the first one for people to do it in other part, in your family. I don't know, but a lot has changed. I don't really miss this place as much as I used to. I think making the move was great on all different levels, different facets of different conversations, and we're heading back tomorrow, and I can't wait because it's about 600 miles, and it's a long drive. We sometimes do it in one day. We'll get up early and we go, and we kind of make stop. We got the dog. That's why I'm sitting here in the kitchen. The dog took over the couch area, so that's why I'm here. But it's just we really look forward to getting on the road and getting as far down the line as we can, just closer to home. So you can knock me for it all you want. Like I said, my heart's always going to be here in Jersey, one way or another. But just with all the changes we've seen going on, and just again, your favorite diner is gone, or they're building here because they can cram a house in here on the property. It is what it is. But that closeness, I think I'm kind of done with, and I've got the room down there to spread out and do different things, and I don't know. That's just my take on it. And again, if you have any questions on it, let me know. I'll tell you exactly where we went, how we did it, what was going on, and the reasoning behind it. But I just don't want to throw it all out there just for anyone to listen to. But if you are thinking about it, I can definitely give you some suggestions and what we've seen and what works and what doesn't. But that's enough for this video. I just kind of rambled. I didn't write things down because I wanted to just kind of speak from the heart in a way. And I know I probably forgot a few things, but that's just where I am with this. And I'm sure over the next few years, there's going to be a few other moves. We got some plans, and it just depends on timing with our kids, basically, in terms of what happens from there. But traveling is something we definitely want to do, and I think this was the first step to kind of get us into that travel mode and get used to not being in one place all the time. So, but I'll keep you posted on that as well, and we'll keep you updated. So, thanks for hanging. I appreciate it, and see you on the next one, folks.